Okay, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and get started. It was a broken stream. I wasn't sure Facebook was working correctly, so but I already gave it a couple minutes. I don't want to wait any longer, so whoever wants to join in can join in. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm really very open to how this meditation goes. I'm coming to this after my retreat this last weekend. It was very powerful and moving for me personally. And so it's left me in this state. I'm not sure if these meditations will continue. I'm just kind of noticing things around me that aren't necessarily supporting this. So I'm just kind of checking in with that. And I'm open for this to go any way it needs to be completely silent meditation, be a guided meditation or a combination, or to simply be a talk. So right now, I'm just feeling like I want to close my eyes and meditate. So that's the direction we're going to go right now. So just allowing your body to completely relax, whatever you're sitting or lying on. And just taking in a nice deep breath. And just letting go of all your stress, all your worries, all your troubles. And there's nowhere you need to go. There's nothing you need to do other than be here now. And I invite you to let go of all your agendas and intentions of how this meditation is supposed to go. Just be open, just be a blank slate to allow God to express through you however God needs to express through you. And I will do the same. And just allowing the world to be as it is for right now for this meditation. Just letting go of all your troubles, all your worries, all your stress. I really do mean that. Just can the world be without you just for a short period of time? And just allow everything to be as it is, not needing one single thing to change for right now. And then, as you rest in the peace and the stillness of the moment, and you kind of come back to that truth of who you are, then if you want to make uh, changes after the meditation, you can make those changes from a place of peace and groundedness rather than a place from the head where there's fear and blame and judgment. And quite oftentimes, those actions are counterproductive because if we're functioning from a place of the mind that is rooted in fear and duality, we're simply asking for trouble in the actions that we're taking. So just allowing everything to be as it is, not needing to fix or change anything about yourself, not needing to fix or change anything about anyone else, or not needing to fix or change anything about the world or your life for right now in this meditation. Many of the sages out there, the master teachers out there, will say that the greatest question you can ever ask is, who am I? Just asking yourself that question, who am I? Keep asking God that question, who am I? What is my role? But don't think about it. Don't try to figure out the answer because the answer will never ever come from the head. The head will never understand who you are. It will only have a belief, an opinion about who you are. That's all. And it's that belief and that opinion that blocks you from just the pure innocence and freedom of who you are, that is beyond the mind, beyond the descriptions of the mind, beyond the labels of the mind, beyond the conditioning of the mind. But here we are right now. There's literally nowhere we need to go, nothing we need to do other than simply sit and be here in this moment, this perfect, juicy moment. And now, this perfect, juicy moment. Why doesn't it feel perfect or juicy much of the time? Because we are coming from our heads and not from our hearts. And our heads are saying, I need you to be this way so that I can be happy. I need them to be this way so that I can be happy. I need life and the world to be this way so that I can be happy. I'm inviting you right now to let go of your need for any of it to be any different than what it is. And that is the definition of peace. Just allowing life to be as it is. Doesn't mean you can't make changes or take action. It means you fully accept life as it is. And when you do that, you fully embrace life and you're not fighting against it, then allow action and change to take place out of that space. And I'm just really feeling right now, I don't want to hold on to anything, nothing at all. Least of all, any of my opinions or my self, my judgments, or any of that self righteousness that says, I know better than you. I know what I need. I know who I am. I know what the world needs. If only they knew what I knew. And we do this in politics all the time. They just don't get it. If they only knew what I knew. But what do you know? What do I know? Nothing. Intelligence and wisdom, true intelligence and wisdom, is simply here by the grace of God. And the more we can let go of that idea that we hang our hat on this false foundation of our intelligence, our self-worth, what we've accomplished, let go of all of that. It's just, honestly, it's a waste of time. Not only is it a waste of time, it's 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 contra to you discovering that truth of who you already are, because people are so busy trying to learn more and become more intelligent, because then when they become more intelligent, then they will be somebody, then they'll be happy. But as the witness to life, your intelligence has nothing to do with your happiness. Nothing. There can be a person that has never had an education, is not intelligent, but it recognizes that it is here. It recognizes that conscious awareness to know that it exists. And it's that conscious awareness that you can also recognize and be aware of your thoughts, your intelligence, your mind, your feelings. And as a witness to those, which doesn't take any intelligence, it doesn't take any knowledge, it doesn't take any self worth, it doesn't take anything physical, your mind or your body, which will someday leave you. It doesn't take anything that comes and goes. It simply is recognizing and being aware of everything going on. The awareness of your thoughts, the awareness of your feelings, the awareness of the actions, the awareness of how consciousness expresses itself through you. That doesn't take any intelligence, any wisdom. You don't have to earn that. You already are that. You cannot get rid of that. You can only block yourself from realizing that truth. And that's all it is. Self-realization, to realize the self, to realize the awareness, the conscious awareness that you are. Now, right now, I'm feeling like just to invite you to empty out everything, everything you've learned, everything you think you are, all the things that you know you are, especially those things. Because when you empty out so fully and so completely, you will see that there's nothing left about thinking or believing or knowing who you are. You are an empty slate. All you are is emptiness. And in that stillness, in that nothingness, in that emptiness, you rest in just non physical, pure, conscious awareness. That's all. That's all you're resting in. That doesn't need any intelligence, knowledge, or memories, or all your past where you've learned all these things. It doesn't need any of that to recognize that you exist. All that's required is simply your conscious awareness. That conscious awareness that you are here and that you are a witness to all of those things. Anything that you can witness or be aware of is not you. You are none of those things. So when you have a thought or a feeling and you say, is that the truth? Or is this me? Let it go. You're a witness to that. Just let that thought go. Even if it's the truth, you can still let it go because the truth will always be here because you are the truth. You are aligned with God ultimately. You are that emptiness and that stillness. So if you're questioning whether it's the truth or not, and you're a witness to that, just notice that thought, allow it to pass on by. And you'll come back to the truth by just letting go of all the thoughts, all the feelings, so that when you empty out so fully, so completely, that only the silence, only the stillness, only the emptiness remains. And if you're looking for the truth, when you come back to that stillness, that silence, and that emptiness that is beyond any thoughts, knowledge, or intelligence, the truth will express itself through you naturally, not because of what you've ever learned or any experience that you have. What you've learned and the experiences have led you to this point of letting go of all of that. And then you can discover true intelligence, true wisdom that is beyond the mind, beyond the body, because you can't take the mind and the body with you. What is that wisdom and intelligence that is beyond that? Well, I'll tell you now, the mind, the ego wants to be somebody, wants to be rich, famous, powerful. It wants the ego also wants to be loving, and it wants to be kind, and it wants to be compassionate, and it wants to be wise. Because who you are doesn't want or need anything. It doesn't need to be any different than what it is. So eventually, and of course, it's easy to see kind of those negative portrayals of who we think we are and recognize that that's not who we are. I know that I'm enough. Ultimately, I believe that in my heart. And I know that I'm love. Ultimately, I know that. But even those stories that would describe you in any way, that I am loving, I am wise, I am kind, I'm inviting you to let that go as well. Empty out everything and you see what remains. I have plenty of stories where I'm still caught in my ego. Like, I like the idea of being a meditation teacher. I like the idea of being an inspirational speaker. And I notice when I'm not being fully conscious and aware and I'm not rooted in my true self, I will easily say, when somebody says, well, who are you or what do you do? Well, right away, I'm a meditation teacher. I'm a speaker, because my mind likes the idea. It's all ego. It's all ego. And sometimes I'm aware of that, and sometimes I'm not. And it's okay. It's okay. As soon as you become aware that you're in your ego, that you're in your person, this idea of who you think you are, as soon as you become aware of that, notice it and simply come back to your breath, which brings you back to being aware. Because when you're aware of the breath, which doesn't require any trying or doing or effort, it just simply brings you back to the awareness. And I'm aware right now that I just want to slow it down. Someone at the retreat called me out on that. Most everyone enjoyed the meditation, but someone said I was agitated by it. And I feel like you have this sense of urgency where you have to help us get it. He was absolutely right. And so I want to be conscious and aware that there's no urgency. Just to let that belief go, let that belief fall away, so that a calmness, a peace, and a gentleness can come through. But it was coming through the filters of my ego, like, I'm so excited to help them to get it. No, I don't need to help you to get it. I just need to be a pure expression of the divine, be a pure expression of the truth of who I am, just as you are offered the same. Wow, we make life so hard. I make life so hard. I don't know about you. And it can be so serious. This is a very, very serious path after all. I need to awaken. This is serious stuff. Which, probably the irony of it, being so serious about awakening, is probably contra to awakening, which is more about joy and lightness than it is about seriously awakening. And just coming back to being aware of your breath. All we're doing in meditation, I do my words, and there's a guided meditation to help you to let go of who you are not. But really, mindfulness meditation is just sitting and being aware. That literally is all meditation is, sitting and being. Being means there's no trying, there's no effort, there's no doing. Being has nothing to do with doing. The beingness is simply awareness, just of being aware. That's all. The thoughts come in, you're aware of those, and you simply come back to being aware of your breath. We might follow the thoughts and have a feeling and feel disturbed in some way. We notice the disturbance without fighting it or needing to change it or fix it, even. We just simply notice it and we come back to the breath and simply be aware of the breath. And our mind gets busy and says, these are all these things that I need to do. I need to find a job. I need to make more money. I need to find the right relationship. I need to do this and that. And as soon as you are aware that you're being aware of that, you come back to being aware of the breath, where it happens all by itself. And all that's required of you is to simply notice it, simply observe it, simply to be aware of it. And that's all. If I had to describe who you are, it is simply the awareness of everything going on around you. And I say around you, I mean your body, your physical body as well, your physicalness, the mental, the emotional, the physical, and even being aware of the spiritual. And we talk about stillness. The only reason we're not still is because we are looking to the mind for the answers. We're looking to the mind for happiness. We're looking to the mind to even awaken, which the mind can never ever awaken. It's not possible because the mind is rooted in the duality of good, bad, right, and wrong. So it can never awaken because it's always rooted in duality, which means it's always rooted in fear, ultimately. And there's only either fear or love, but even the temporary moments of love aren't actually true love. You can't experience true love from your head. It can't happen because the mind is always judging what is good and bad, and it's deciding and discerning, well, this is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong. Even if it matches what your mind says is good and right, it's still a judgment. It's still judging that you or another person or life is good or right in this moment. But what happens when you or someone else or life changes and no longer matches that, that love quickly fades away. I'm noticing my mind is a little busy right now. For some reason, Facebook isn't showing up on my meditations. Last 2 days after the retreat, for some reason, my dog is more barky. For some reason, yesterday, before the meditation started, Spirit tapped me. Am I supposed to be doing this? I did feel inclined to close my eyes. I do feel inclined to speak. Is that do I have an attachment to leading this meditation because I like it? Do I have an attachment out of my ego because I like people listening to my meditations? It's not a bad, good or bad kind of thing or right or wrong kind of thing. It's just something that I'm simply being aware of. It's perfect. And in that awareness, I simply notice it. I allow those thoughts to pass on by so that eventually, as I allow these thoughts and wondering if I should do this meditation, this may be a little confusion in there, just keep noticing it, keep letting those thoughts pass on by. And then, and the more I empty out those thoughts and stop giving them power, eventually the truth, the emptiness, the stillness will present itself. And I'll have clarity on what needs to flow through. It's not even having clarity on what to do, actually, because we are not the doers. We are not the thinkers of the thought. We are not the feelers of the feelings. Well, uh, we're not creating the emotions. We're just simply the witness to them. And we're a witness to the perceptions, and we're a witness to the actions that express themselves through us. That's all. We're witnessing all of those things. Consciousness naturally expresses itself through you and through me. And we are the witness to that action that flows through us. We are not the action, we are a witness to it. And the more we can get our limited self, our person, out of the way, the more peace and love and joy can flow through us, and God. And just coming back to being aware of your breath. And just notice puppy barking in the background. For some of you, you may enjoy, because your love for dogs. Others of you may say, "Wow, how annoying that is." Either way, simply notice the thought and allow it to gently and effortlessly to pass on by, and come back to being aware of your breath. When I studied with Sadhguru, the last day of our meditation retreat, he had somebody come in, his disciples came in with pots and pans, banging them. And he said, "Can you just notice the noise? Can you just be aware of it without judging it, without making it bad or wrong? Simply notice it." And that's all it is. It's just simply a noise where some people would say, "I'm at peace with it." Some people would say, "I like it." Some people will say, "I can't stand it." It's all just a thought. Can you just notice a thought, allow it to gently and effortlessly pass on by, and come back to being aware of your breath? And if your mind is drifted, just simply allow the thoughts to gently and effortlessly pass on by, and come back to being aware of your breath. And if your mind has drifted, just coming back to the breath, coming back home to that place of awareness in the present moment. We're going to begin to bring this meditation to completion. So if you'd like to meditate longer, please just mute or turn your device off and feel free to meditate as long as you would like. And for those of you who are ready, finish just taking in a nice deep breath. Filling your lungs up, energizing your wonderful body, stretching, moving a little bit, and taking your time. And whenever you're ready, opening your eyes. And I'm not sure who's out there. Again, Facebook doesn't seem to be working. So, Michelle, I don't know if it's you or Sandy if it's you, but um, in any case, if you want to say hi, you can. Let's see here. Thank you for your genuine and mindful words. Namaste. Namaste, Michelle. Thanks for calling yesterday. I enjoyed uh, chatting with you there. And yeah, so I'm still not sure with meditation. I'm just sitting with it and being with it and seeing if I continue to feel like I want to express it coming through. So we'll see where it goes, but it's all good. It's all perfect. Something is definitely shifting within me. Where it's going to go, I have no idea. So, all right, Michelle, have a beautiful day, my friend. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.